Hey, everybody out there in the land of YouTube. Annette Dion here. I'm the host and founder of the Psychic News Network. Welcome. It's a new moon day. It's the new moon in Scorpio. Scorpio is a sign that grabs onto things and doesn't let go. So let us be in the mode of we're grabbing onto the commitment to overthrow this fascist regime. We're not letting go. We're not backing down. Failure to overthrow them is not an option, should never be considered an option. We have our work cut out for us. We just finished our guided meditation for a healed America. Thank you to those of you who showed up. If you missed it, you can always do the guided meditation afterwards because it's uploaded. Under the Thursday Night Lives, we have lots and lots and lots of guided meditations. When you do them, you're contributing to the collective healing of this nation and the world. Because face it, this nation is fucking up the whole world. That's really true. So we're going to take a look at a few things. I hope you had a decent day. It's been very, very tense. But we know Dumpy is under pressure. When a wild animal, when a wild monster is threatened, that's when the wild monster lashes out. So we're going to take a look at a few items, and one is, we'll just start with that. We'll start with his lashing out. And the question is that going to continue? Please hit the thumbs up while I'm thinking of it. I just want to ask you to hit the thumbs up. And please subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Hit the notification bell if you want to receive notification. And please know that this is a shadow banned channel. I'm thinking of getting merch made that says, like tote bags, I watch shadow banned YouTube channels. So if you want to receive a notification, there's no guarantee that that you will if you hit the bell. But just give it a shot. 3 cards about whether he's going to get worse. What to expect. That's the question. Is he going to get worse? What shall we expect out of him? This is just about what he's going to do next. Be highly emotional. He's going to have to surrender. He's highly emotional and does not have his wits about him. We know that. He doesn't, there's no cognitive function, no sense of, if I say this thing, it's gonna be bad for me. And the 8 of Pentacles, he is working with somebody to create more destruction. This is highly emotional. This is basically no cognitive function. But somebody's working with him on a bigger plan of destruction. So let's ask about that. This bigger plan of destruction that he speaks of. Is there anything about this, the Crown Prince's visit, that's connected to that plan for destruction? It's not that. Okay. Is it Stephen Miller's plan for destruction? Is that what this is speaking to? Yes. Okay. So he's calling for the execution of Democrats who simply remind, it doesn't even matter. You don't call for the execution of Democrats. Let's get some perspective here. But I just want to say, I mean, to state the obvious, that the military is not supposed to obey unlawful orders. But when we see the National Guard being sent out onto the streets, and we go, wait, you know, like I've been saying for months, we've all been saying for months, they swear an oath to defend and protect us. And there they are on the streets. It's not constitutional for them to be on American soil to push back against us, and they're not doing what ICE is doing, but still. That's an unlawful order. And I read on the military last night, when I did a video last night, and I saw that they were really, really challenged. I'll have to go back and see what the outcome of the cards that I pulled was. But I think it was that they end up doing the right thing, but they're really, really challenged. Okay, so let's ask this. Is Stephen Miller planning to get Trump to okay something that's just massively heinous? Okay, so I guess I have to be more specific. Does Dumpy have a plan assisted by others to really attack the United States? There you have it. I didn't say it was going to happen. I said he has a plan, along with some others, to destroy the United States, to attack the United States. Okay, let's ask who's involved. Is Steve Bannon involved? Steve Bannon's involved in this plan. Is the other Stephen Miller, involved in this plan to destroy the United States? That's interesting because it's a kind of sort of thing. I get that Stephen Miller's working on a different aspect of things. Equally heinous. Is the plan to destroy America meant to take place? I mean, what do they have on their minds? Is it meant to take place within the next 4 weeks? Yeah, they have a plan. They're going to attack America. We just don't know what the plan is yet. Will the military stop them? Yes. That's consistent. Well, we'll see. Do we need help from Alvin-the-alien? We might. Here he comes, it's Alvin-the-alien. Let's see what he has to say. I showed you this last night. I got it at the dentist's office. Oh, Alvin-the-alien, what's going to happen next? Can you give us some information, please? What's going to happen to the orange monster? Sometimes you have to let your inner child play. We'll put him here. With Judy the Democracy Elf. Let's see. I'm going to read cards on whether he is going to be removed. What the hell? What the hell? I might as well ask. Which cards? We'll use these cards. By the way, thank you. Shout out to Ruthie and Mark who helped me to make an advertisement today. I have a commercial. I don't know how to insert it in my videos, but you'll see it. Okay, so 3 cards about whether he's going to be removed by we the people. What's the energy around that? Keep praying for our protection. Pray for the protection of our public servants who are simply stating the obvious, that our military should not be obeying illegal orders. And it's really, speaking up for them for their own protection. I haven't seen the movie yet, but the Nuremberg Trials is a movie that I do want to see. That I think it's good that movie came out. It was like a month ago, I think. And also that the American Revolution, the documentary, I think the last night might be, I think there's 3 more nights or 2 more nights of it on PBS, the Ken Burns special. It's like a week long. It's really great that that's out. Because the one thing about that documentary by Ken Burns about the American Revolution, it goes into great detail about the whole war. It's fascinating. You get to see, and I've talked about this many times, and I've written about it on my Substack, just to point it out. The Americans, there's no way that the Americans should have won the American Revolution. It's just like mathematically, logically, none of it added up. But at some point, the British were just like, all right, fine, have America. They gave up. And there was a lot of bloodshed. And speaking of that, of the American Revolution, just as a side note, here in Gloucester, this coming summer, there'll be a reenactment of the Battle of Gloucester, Massachusetts. Remember last year I went on about that they had a reenactment of the Battle of Bunker Hill, which was Boston, but they didn't have the right setup anymore because it had been all developed, so they did it here. So watch the American Revolution on PBS. Inspire yourself about against all odds. When it seems that way, against all odds, we can fight back. We were born with that fighting spirit. We're a bunch of damn rebels. Okay, so this has got to do with whether they will remove him, whether he'll be removed. Well, on account of that he's stolen our country, the Queen of Swords, which is always my Kamala card. Oh, this is about stealing the election. Aha! Because I have the Queen of Swords. That information is coming out. People are getting, it's like the ground is getting more ready. The soil is more fertile for this kind of thing right now. Right? So I would say yes, he'll be removed. That feels really good. Let's ask the pendulum a little bit about that. Yes, he'll be removed. Will it be because of the pressure from the people? Will it be because of that? Yeah. So they're filing articles of impeachment again. Good old Al Green and Jessica Denson are rallying at D.C. right now as I speak. And let's ask about that. They haven't had enough votes yet. They keep submitting articles of impeachment. They haven't gotten enough votes yet. What do you think, Alvy? I named him Alvin. Alvin-the-alien. He's so teeny. It's probably not good for little kids to have these things. All right. As long as they don't eat Alvin. Let's see. More about that. So what I'm going to ask is, let's ask the pendulum. With articles of impeachment being filed again, will they have enough votes to impeach him? Will they have enough votes to impeach him? With articles of impeachment being filed again, will they be closer to having the votes? They'll be closer. Okay. Will it be very close? Like very, very, very close? It's giving me the runaround. Okay. So let's pull 3 cards about impeaching him. The Knight of Cups, the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Swords. I think that actually something supersedes the impeachment. Queen of Swords, Queen of Cups, Knight of Cups. This actually represents our military and the people. I actually think the military feels like they want to disobey illegal orders, and I actually am feeling them starting to disobey. So there's that, the Knight of Cups, of appealing to their emotions. Our military signs up because they love our country. They're not happy seeing it destroyed, seeing us, like now he's trying to attack Mexico. It's unbelievable how strong the message is from the universe. Remove him. I got the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Swords again. So I would say that he will be removed. And when you really think about it, there's no other thing that can happen, right? If you see a YouTube channel, honestly, I mean this. If you see a YouTube channel and that's pro-democracy, and you hear them say, well, we have 3.5 more years of this. You know how I go on about this. No, we do not. We're going to have 3.5 more years of him calling for people's execution. The man was obsessed with Hannibal Lecter. If you're a murderous dictator, he gloats. He loses his mind. He wants to bow down and kiss the murderous dictator's feet, and who knows what else. Why do they say 3 more years of this? It makes me crazy. And I turn the channel right off as soon as they say that. Let's read on whether our military is going to remove him. Again, I like to double, triple, quadruple check. Because really, the lawful thing for the military to do is to fucking remove him. The King of Wands, I would say yes. I would say that it gets bad. I would say that it gets bad because the Five of Wands is it gets very, very, very challenging. And the King of Wands is a massive message. And the Queen of Wands, massive, loud, resounding message. He's destroying us. Destroy him. What do you think of them apples? He's destroying us. We must destroy him. We must. Okay, so I'm going to read on the Epstein files being released. Just on that. What information do we have about the Epstein files being released? The guys are saying they're not really going to release them. In other words, it'll be like Cliff Notes. Really condensed, hardly anything in there, blah, 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 Bill Clinton. That's what I see. 10 of Swords. Yeah, they're trying to trick the American people. They think we're fucking stupid. The 10 of Swords. Well, they're hurting. And the 6 of Cups. What really prevails here is our need to protect families and children. The irony of them saying they're the party of family values. I don't know what planet that they're from. Alvin, what planet? What planet are they from? Maybe Alvin can tell us. What planet are they from? He's saying the evil race. Well, that's obvious. So, the Epstein files. Okay. They're going to... I get this sense of like a child that scribbles all over something. Scribble, 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 and then like if you had an important document and you had an unruly child and you were careless and you left the document on the table and the kid comes along and he's playing with his new marker pens and he goes like scribble, scribble. That's what I see for the Epstein files. They'll make a mockery of the people, we the people, and the Congress who want them released. They'll make a mockery of it. So 10 of Swords, but they're really hurting. And okay, so this is them making, scribbling all over the Epstein files so that we can't read them. Except for any Democrats that might be in there. And this is about families, but the focus on taking care of American children becomes really strong. because of all that they're doing. So, in other words, to clarify, this is what they do, and there's so much evidence out there anyway that the focus on we need to do something to protect the children becomes of utmost importance. So I really just think it's moot that they're not really going to release the files. I do want to read on Caroline Leavitt, because Caroline Leavitt was up there admonishing our military in case they might decide to not obey an order from the president. Let's remember that the Supreme Court gave him carte blanche this is interesting. I need to read on this. We remember this? Trump's lawyer, Sauer, with that voice, the president wants to have, SEAL Team 6 execute his enemies. Remember? Does that hold? Does Dumpy think that he can execute his enemies? Does he think that he can, does he really believe he can call for the execution of his enemies? Well, there you have it, people. He needs to be removed and thrown in fucking prison for the rest of his effing life. I'm going to read on Caroline Leavitt. Who's basically saying, well, the military has to obey anything that he says. So that's a slippery slope, because the Supreme Court gave him a pass. He's a king, right? But the military swears an oath to protect and defend the United States of America and the Constitution. And it's unconstitutional for the President of the United States to tell the military to attack the people. So who's got the upper hand here? I'm reading on Caroline Leavitt. Unbelievable. I actually saw a video of her being interviewed by a woman. I saw a clip of this, and I have to hand it to her. I've never seen somebody able to have diarrhea of the mouth for a good several minutes of a complete stream of total bullshit. Totally lying, destroying the nation with... I can't even believe how zero to no shame... Zero to no, it's the same thing. They have no shame. They are destroying America and they don't care at all. What's going to happen to her? Well, I have the prison card. That's the prison card. Plenty of evidence against her. Boy. Plenty of evidence against her. The prison card. The Queen of Pentacles. I actually see Caroline Leavitt doing a little bit of backtracking out of fear of this. Prison. I think I've gotten before that she will resign. Will Caroline Leavitt resign her position? I have a sense about this of the rats jumping off the ship, which gives me the feeling of January 6th when the MAGAs in our Congress who planned it, when it came down to it happening, remember Kevin Spineless McCarthy? calling Trump during the insurrection, because when it really came down to the reality of the situation, that they all were facing imminent death if Dumpy didn't get them to stop. When the rubber hit the road, McCarthy was begging and pleading for his life, basically. And he wasn't the only one. So when I see that with Caroline Leavitt, she's going to get to the point where she realizes her own life in a certain way. Her own life that she's been used to, that she's accustomed to, is being threatened to be, removed. I'm just seeing the rats jumping ship. I really am. Speaking of that, let's read on the rat, the MAGA Mike the rat. The little dweeb, the evil Keebler elf. Probably need some ugly cards for him. Let's go back to these ugly cards. What's going to happen to him? He who kisses orange butt. The evil Keebler elf. He's very evil. Remember, they want us to go hungry. If it's any consolation, I feel like it's going to end in the near future. MAGA Mike missed an opportunity to do the right thing. There's that. Is being wined and dined to continue to hold water for the evil orange monster. The Ace of Wands. The communication, this is about MAGA Mike, the communication from the women and on behalf of the women with children becomes really loud and really blatantly in his face. Can't run from it. What the hell are you doing? So let's see what happens to him. Is MAGA Mike going to resign? Is he going to resign? It's up in the air. Is MAGA Mike going to be removed? I have a yes. Okay, so I'm getting the affirmative on. I have to explain. It goes like this: crisis strikes, and that changes the game. What kind of crisis? Well, before we go, I'm going to read on one more thing. And that's Alexander Vindman's brother. I want to say Eugene, but I'm not sure what his name is. Listened in on a call between Dumpy and the Saudi prince. And he said it was like at the level of the call between Dumpy and Zelensky when he tried to extort him for dirt on Joe Biden, because of the Biden crime family, right? Vindman said that he, being a whistleblower, he has information that the call that Dumpy made with the Saudi prince is worse, or at the level. So I'm going to pull 3 cards to see what's going on there. Have you hit the thumbs up lately? Oh, and I do take donations, so if you can donate, I appreciate it. And if you become a member, you have all kinds of benefits with your membership. Okay, so let's take a look at that. There's some very brave people that are going to step forth. The guides just handed that to me. There's some very, very, very brave people that are going to step forth. And that includes us. But people that are really in the limelight. Like what Mark Kelly and the other representatives did today. Which doesn't seem like it should be risky. Just reminding the military that, if we have the equivalent of the Nuremberg trials happen, those guys, our military, their lives are over. So it was a right thing to do. It was doing the civic duty. It was a right thing to do for those representatives who had served in the military to make that commercial. That was really important. Okay, so when Vindman outs what Dumpy said to the Crown Prince, Dumpy's health takes another nosedive. A doze knife. And I'm telling you, I'm overwhelmed with news. You probably are too. But we did do a good meditation earlier, for sure. Yeah, it causes Dumpy's health to fail more. Of course, Dumpy tries to cover it up. But this Magician card also indicates there's help from the spiritual realm. That's, John McCain pops into my mind. There's help from the spiritual realm around Vindman being a whistleblower, like his brother was. They look identical, they really do. It must be hard to be identical twins. Any of you out there have an identical twin? That's got to be challenging to have people coming up to you all the time thinking that you're the brother or the sister. But anyway, Three of Wands. This does build to something. The Four of Swords. This is Dumpy's failing even more physically. But the Three of Wands is the beginning of a case against Dumpy. I think it's good. I really do. I think that Dumpy cannot, like, he won't deny it. He's to the point where he doesn't even have the energy anymore, right? So he's just lashing out. Let's ask this. Is JD going to be stopped from taking on the presidency? Yes. Yes, he'll be stopped from taking on the presidency. So that's what the cards and my psychic impressions say for tonight. And thank you so much for checking out my video. Please subscribe, and psychickinetion.com is where you go to book a reading, and I'll see you really soon. Love you lots. Pat yourself on the back for staying in the ring. Namaste.